Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World, where today I am testing weed prevention. Not weed killing, not weed taking care of, weed prevention to see if adding herbicide after we plant a field will stop weeds from growing. This question comes up from time to time. I don't play with weeds on very much, I'll be honest, and frankly, sometimes the game changes just enough. Maybe the developers have done something differently, I don't know, but I decided to test this myself, and I am going to let you in on the results. So, getting started, I will show you exactly where I am and what I've done. I am on the Ravenport map, and I have got fields 21 and 20. They're both roughly identical. I mean, not quite the same size, but close enough for this test. Now, as it stands right now, these are fully fertilized. There are no weeds. They do not need plowing. They do not need lime. Everything is ready to go for planting. So that's where we stand. Now, the first test I'm going to run is I'm just going to plant both of these fields like normal. Make sure that weeds will show up on them. And then I'm going to reset the fields, and we're going to do a herbicide test. See if we can stop weeds from growing at all. So that's the plan. Let's find out if it works or not. And we're just going to do a simple crop like wheat to get us started. So let me get these two fields planted, and I will get right back with you. Okay, just finishing up the seeding here. Both fields are now planted with wheat. Just park up right here, we'll take a look. We can see that we have got wheat growing on 20 and 21. That's what we needed to see, and now I'm going to advance time, and we're going to make sure that weeds will grow on both of these fields. There's no reason to believe they shouldn't. I just want to be sure. So as soon as something shows up here, I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, it took the better part of the day, but we do in fact have weeds growing here on field 21, and let's check field 20. No reason to believe they shouldn't. Yes, we can see these weeds all spattered about. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to reset the game. I have not saved, and we're going to plant one field and put herbicide on it, and we are going to plant the other field without herbicide, and we're going to see if that will prevent weeds from growing at all. I'll be back. So we are back. You can see that our fields have been completely reset down here. Nothing on them. I am going to plant field 21 and put herbicide on it, and then I'll plant field 22. I want to do these separately just to make sure I can get herbicide on as quickly as possible. So again, let me get this field planted, and I'll be back. The final seeds are going on field 21. There we go right there. And I'm just going to run this tractor over to our field 20 as our control group, if you will. And in fact, I think what I'll do is I'll just tell a helper to start here, and then I will hop over to our little case with our herbicide in it. Get up here in this field. And I know that a helper will not do this for me, so I'm going to have to do it manually. But I am going to cover this field with herbicide. Now, it's not indicating anything on the field. There's no wetness, no nothing. I'm pretty suspect of this test, I'll be honest with you. But I am going to cover it all. One way or another, herbicide will be all over this field. And we will answer this question once and for all. In fact, I am just going to keep this going so that you can see I have covered this whole field with herbicide as much as I possibly can without being able to see where it's going. Because there's nothing in the map that will indicate where herbicide's been sprayed. It's not like fertilizer where it shows up on the map. Not like that at all. Oh, I just got into our test field. Oops. Well, that shouldn't affect the whole field, right? Right. We'll be alright. We got this. No problem whatsoever. And with this nice big wide herbicide sprayer, this should not take long. In fact, I'm pretty sure I will be double covering several areas here, which is also fine. We don't care how much herbicide we use at this point. All we care about is making sure that the field gets completely covered. That's what I want, just to ensure that our test has no hitches or giddy-ups in it. But again, I am not entirely sure that anything at all will come of this. I'm not convinced that it's going to make a difference. But that's why we do these tests. Just to make sure, just to see. And this is easily going to be the final pass I need to do on this, to cover all of this with herbicide. So I think that's pretty good coverage at this point. So at this point, I'm going to finish getting my helper to seed that field 20, and we will come back and look for weeds. Talk to you in a minute. Okay, so fields 20 and 21 are both planted with wheat at this point, and field 21 has been fully fertilized, or fully herbicided. So now it's a matter of advancing time once again, and let's see what happens. Okay, so we have our first growth here. And I'll tell you what, much to my surprise, very much to my surprise, there are no weeds on field 21. None whatsoever. If we look at field 20, lots of growing weeds. Field 21, no weeds whatsoever. We can look at our map and see everything is pink except for field 21. And that little stretch right there where I said I swung over, that prevented weeds also. So what do you know? It works. If you put herbicide on your field right after you plant it, it appears that that will, in fact, keep weeds from growing. That is fascinating. I honestly didn't believe it would work, but yes, at least in this test, it most certainly does. So there you go. There's your answer. Throw herbicide on your field right after you plant it, and you should be able to avoid weeds. I'm going to say results may vary. Just so I don't get called to the carpet in case it doesn't work for somebody else. But in this test, it most certainly did. So I hope you learned something from this test. And if you did, remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. And until next time, take care.